Catherine, what's the oldest fan who's come up to you that you've had to humour in that way? We talking someone in their 20s now, in their early 30s?
No, they run
the full age group.
The full age group.
Men of my age come up and...
Yeah. And they send me pictures of themselves.
Do they offer to show you their homemade sonic screwdrivers, that kind of thing?
I've had quite a lot of people in Dalek costumes on their beds. I mean, I don't mean I've had them.
I see.
I mean, pictures of them have been sent to me.
So they've made a costume. What, the Dalek is asleep on the bed, or...?
Well, as I recall it was on the bed, and this bare-chested man was emerging from it.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
I've always wondered about Daleks. Do they sleep standing up like cows, or is there a kind of device, do they lean on the bit of the front and just lean forward? Has anyone ever explained that? Or
I don't know. Do they worry about bedhead? I don't know.
Yeah, you would think something. OK, let's have a look at the clip. And if you didn't see it, I'm telling you, look away now, because it would be a spoiler, but I'm sure every Doctor Who on the planet has seen the final episode already of David Tennant. But here we are. This is Catherine in action.
Say goodbye to the freak, Grandad.
Donna, get out of there! Just get out of there, I'm telling you, run!
He's on Wessex Lane, Chiswick. Open the phone lines. Everyone on Wessex Lane, red alert.
What do I do? Run, sweetheart, that's all. Run for your life!
There's more of them.
What's happening? You still there?
They're everywhere.
Donna!
Oh, I'm starving.
Look, I'm telling you to run, Donna!
I'm still hungry.
Just run, sweetheart! Just run!
Oh, it's not just them. I can see those things again. Those creatures. Why can't I see a giant wasp?
Donna, don't think about that, Donna, my love. Don't!
And it hurts. My head, it keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. What did I...
It's a great show, and that was just a great episode. That's going to go down as one of the great television programmes, that particular episode. OK, let me ask you about New Year's resolution. Did you make one this year?
No,
do you do that kind of thing?
I didn't, no.
Have you ever done that?
Not really. I mean, go down the gym and all that, but there's no point now.
I don't know if anyone else on the show, but we thought, in case you haven't, we've come up with something. Do you mind coming over here? Because we've got a New Year's resolution maker for you, Catherine, and we thought you might like to give this a spin. You ready for this? It's quite dramatic. You can see we spent... Sorry, did I whack you with that? I'm sorry. Right, OK, let's come in here.
Lovely assistant just got walloped.
This is a random resolution. We should have called it Generator, shouldn't we, for you? If you want to spin the first one, this will tell you what
do
you're
you
going to try
mean? I spin it like
Just
that?
give it a spin. I'll go around there, you go. OK. That's nicely done.
Thank you.
Right, so this is you.
I must.
You must. Give this one a spin.
Could you spin it that way?
Yeah, you can spin it any way
There
you
you
want.
go.
I must gorge on. OK. This is going to be...
I'm not going to have to do it,
Well, you're going to have to give it a try for us, I think. Tony Hadley. There you go. Well, that's going to be... that's going to be a reality show worth watching, isn't it? As Catherine Tate tries to eat her way through Spandau Ballet. Now, when you were on the show a while back, I remember asking you about what your mum did. 'Cause she was a florist then. Is she still a florist?
Mum's got a flower shop, yeah.
She still does that?
She kind of... I would say she's semi-retired now, but if anything's going to get her back into the flower shop, it's to remind people... Well, not remind people, it's to tell people that she's my mother. Which is what she feels is her profession now. Because she's got a flower shop, and it's quite... I mean, it's terribly embarrassing if I'm there, but if I'm not, it's still really shameful. Because she's almost got, like, this shrine dedicated to me. As you walk in the shop, there's her desk, and then there's all the flowers, and then there's just lots of pictures of me. For no reason. You know what I mean? No one would know. There's no reason.
So someone would have to say, why do you have all these pictures?
Well, someone would have to say, but if they don't, my mum will somehow find a way of bringing it into the conversation. Even if what they're saying is, could I send some flowers to Ipswich, please? And my mum will literally say, Ipswich, yes. Oh, Ipswich, yes, you'd get the train from Liverpool Street to Ipswich, wouldn't you? Yes, Liverpool Street on the Central Line. I got on the Central Line a lot because that's where we get off to go to Wood Lane for the BBC TV Centre, go and see the Catherine Tate show being recorded because I'm her mother. and then should they actually walk in and go, is that Catherine Tate up there? She goes, oh, what, that? Yeah. Oh, God, I forget it's there sometimes. Yeah, I mean, it's
Well, you know, and
loose.
that, you would hate it if it was the other way around, if she was
Oh, she was not so... Oh, no. Oh,
But
yeah, it would. But, I mean, the thing is, my mum... I think she's very proud and quite surprised it's all sort of happened.
Well, you say surprised. Why? Because it took a while?
And I think she... You know, my mum was always very... When I said to my mum, oh, well, after drama school, nothing really happened, so I'm going to go and do stand-up. My mum... I might as well have said to my mum, I'm going to walk the streets as a prostitute. Because she was mortified that I would be doing stand-up.
And this is just because she wanted you to be an actress?
Yeah, well, no, she didn't... Oh, no, she didn't particularly want me to be an actress. She really wanted me to be a florist, I think, you know. But, and the fact that I wasn't... My mum always thought that if I'd have gone out when I used to do stand-up, and when you do stand-up, you start out doing stand-up, you're doing it in old smoky old upstairs rooms in pubs. And my mum said, you know, if you wore a nice cocktail dress and some heels, you'd probably go down a lot better. and so my mum could never really understand it, but she quite likes the sort of... like, I hate anything being written about me in the paper. I think it's awful and I'd never read it or look at it or anything. My mum loves it. She loves it. Because when I first started out, there was... I did a play in the West End with David Schwimmer.
Right.
And when you first start out, you don't realise that what they write in the papers, as we know,
isn't necessarily the way you see the world.
It's
no.
not necessarily representative. And they'd done this story that I really didn't like David Schwimmer, which was not true in any way.
I remember that reading at the time, thinking that's an odd thing for you to come out and say.
Exactly, and what I'd actually said was that I was so unbelievably excited and in awe of David Schwimmer when I started working with him that on the first day of rehearsals, I really found it quite difficult to look him in the eye because I was so sort of, you know, amazed. Yeah. And that translated as the headline, I can barely look him in the eye. And I was absolutely mortified. And my mum was out of London at the time. And I remember ringing her up and I went, because I thought it was terrible to be in the papers, you know. And I said, Mum, I'm on the front page of the newspapers. There's this story come out about me and David Schwimmer. And my mum went, oh, lovely.
Finally, before you go, I need to ask how Twinkle is doing, because Catherine has a beautiful dog in her life, ladies and gentlemen, that was produced by two of my animals who got jiggy on the couch one day, and 4 puppies came out, and you have Twinkle the dog.
I have Twinkle.
Do you dress Twinkle up?
I do dress... Good. I do dress Twinkle, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just I heard you were going and I thought there might be a slot.
You'll miss it when it's not there anymore. How great to have you back, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Catherine Tate. Fabulous.
Thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
See ya.
Catherine Tate. Thank you, Catherine. Catherine here claims that she was no good at all. She said that she used to sort of skive off that. You could teach Catherine even?
I could teach anyone
Catherine, come
to
back
dance.
on out here.
I'm very good. I've taught a lot of people to dance. Yeah. I got Elton John moving.
Well, you taught Freddie Mercury as well, didn't you?
Freddie Mercury.
And he was a very good dancer on stage as well.
He's brilliant.
What about Ray? Brilliant. Could you teach Ray a move or two?
Yeah, I'd like to teach Ray a move or two.
Ray, do you... yeah. It's never too late, he says, checking his watch. Catherine Tate and Paul Phillips, all wonderful guests. Thank you for being here.